That's a clear for go. Okay. All right, they're pre-gaming in the back. Hold on. Are you done pre-gaming? Wait. All right, Anjali is doing stretches. All right, guys. I don't think they need any freaking introduction, but guys, from the cast of some little game called Overwatch, would you please welcome, who's coming in? Okay, Jonny Cruz as Lucio! Feeling the feels right here. Who's next? Who's next? Who's coming in? Coming in hot. Here she comes with this crazy voice, the baby Kardashian. Here we come, Anjali Bhimani as Symmetra! She's so tiny. Look at her. So much energy. Who do we got next? Who's coming next? It's gonna confuse. They're cheering. Who are you guys? What was it? Oh, I have no idea what they just said. Now, making his cosplay debut, let me introduce to you Roadhog as Petersdorf. That is handcrafted, all this stuff. That's all fake. It's all fake.
Thank you. I spent all day sewing it. Thank you.
All right, now, last but not least, guys, give it up for Keith as... Hold on. Lucio. You're in? Torbjorn!
No armor for you.
We hate each other.
All right, this is crazy.
You gotta admit it though, you just don't know how to say the character's name, do you?
Yeah, so I was like, Torbjorn?
This is how you say it.
Torbjorn!
Toblerone?
Torbjorn!
Torbjorn!
All correct.
Between your name and Anjali's name, those are the hardest. So, her real name, not Symmetra, guys. Not Symmetra. So,
You just have to say it like you're Italian.
like I'm
Anjali Bhimani.
Bhimani.
So easy.
Oh my God, look at this crowd.
Yeah! Wait, guys, if they're here, who's on the payload?
Always the case.
Mercy's on the payload, yes. We left our healer. Lucio can make it back in double time. Fine.
Lucio?
Now, how do you guys want to play this? Do you just want to dive right in? Because you got there's a monologue performance, Jonny, you were going to give, right?
I was? I mean, I've got some that I can do.
Do you guys want to see it?
Nobody.
He hates me so much right now.
I'll start one.
There you go.
Before time began, there was the cube. We know not where it came from, only that it holds the power to destroy worlds and fill them with life. I am Optimus Prime.
Give it up.
Somebody does that on the new job. He really does.
They do. They don't talk in Orlando, but they do in Hollywood.
All right, awkward. Now, I love you. This Q&A portion, there's a ton of you guys. We're gonna try to fit in as much fun as we possibly can. I've got a mic right there. All right, if you want a question, line up on this side or line up on that side. Not you. All right, you're first. Wait, line up there. All right, you sir, with the first question.
Right there, right in the front with the Overwatch Weird face.
Hi guys. Hey everybody. Sweet. Oh my god, this is crazy. Oh my god, guys. This is super awesome. I'm like crazy super fan. I'm like level 4,742. I mean anybody, it doesn't matter. I'm that great. But, so I have a question for Mr. Silverstein. When is Torbjorn gonna get his own like short?
What? I'm sorry. Was that for me? You know, I either don't know or I'm not at liberty to say, but I'm glad that you're a fan. That's awesome, man. You're like crazy leveled up. Let's give great question. Let's give him a big hand.
Big round of applause. Thank you. Good question.
Now I get one.
Right here. Go ahead.
Hi. What's up?
So, I have a pretty important question. It's been eating at me for a really long time, and I hope one of you can answer it.
Okay.
Who's the biggest daddy in Overwatch?
It's Torbjorn!
Roadhog.
Sorry.
Well, I want to say it's going to be like, we know there's two good dads. We got Torbjorn's good dad, and Reinhardt. That's like Papa, you know what I'm saying? But I think the best father is Junkrat. Lets the kids play with explosives. It's totally safe. He's like, oh, play with the mattress. It's totally fine.
Johnny.
I would just say, Lucio doesn't have any kids.
That he's willing to speak of.
No.
Who's this?
Yeah, coming up.
Hi, oh shit.
Welcome
That's
to
how
our
it
world.
works.
That's actually exactly what happens to me in every voice session. Oh, this thing's on. This is fun, you guys.
All right, I sound great.
Guys,
So I already asked you this question earlier, so I'm gonna ask it for everybody. If you play the game, who do you actually play? And if you don't play the game, who do you think you would play?
Y'all better be playing that game.
Do we have to play them well? Because I play the game. If you add the qualifier well after it, I do not. I have played the most Symmetra because I felt like it was my duty to be good as Symmetra. I also discovered that I'm really bad at the game. And then the one day that I tried playing almost every other character, I was better as almost every other character than I was as Symmetra, so now I am like doubling down on stupid. I'm just going like, you are bad at this, you will get better. You will Symmetrify now.
Symmetrified.
That's right. Quote that. Symmetrified.
Symmetrified.
I suck really good at Lucio. But I would like to probably be good at, I like Cowboys, McCree. I
was really good at Symmetra, which was fun. Like, she disappears and... You guys play this game? She disappears and stuff. That's really cool. And I see you back there.
Of course, who did we play the game? We know this game inside out. Gulkin. I always play Gulkin. Oh, no, that's wrong. So sorry. That's embarrassing. What? No, Torbjorn, of course. I totally do. Always, because I suck at everybody else. I'm hyper-focused, and it's too late to turn back. And that wall run, yo!
Sorry. I do play the game. I'm gold. I'm 2209 right now. Thank you. And I have this to say. It's 2018 and Matt Mercer is still a terrible Farrah. Just kidding, Matt. Matt's great. I play Roadhog, of course. But recently I've been playing a lot of, Moira. I like broken things.
So, as you just said, when are we going to see Torbjorn wall climb?
You haven't seen it went viral. You didn't see that?
When are we actually going to be able to
See, I don't know, because I saw that like you guys saw that. It's just online, and I don't think it's a legit thing, but it's pretty cool. I don't know. And then somebody having nothing to do with Blizzard or anything, just somebody somewhere totally different was like, "Hey man, did you hear, bro? They're buffing Torb." And I was like, "Really? I haven't heard anything about that." So I don't know. Have you guys heard that? Yeah. Oh, good. I was like, that guy lied to me. Has he been buffed already? What does he do? Not for reals, right? Come on, stop it. They just punked me. Sweet, I gotta go. I gotta get home and play this.
It is a common misconception that we know anything more than you guys do when things come out about the game. Just because we do voice lines a little ahead of events, but more often than not, we learn what is happening with the characters when you do. Because Blizzard is full of very smart people who know we can't keep secrets.
This is true. Thank you for your question.
By the way, let me just add to that real quick. Blizzard's on that. I'm not gonna say any names, but I was in session for Blizzard at one point, and they interrupted. Oh, excuse me, Keith, hang on 1 second. And I heard them, and they were all like, "So-and-so just dropped something on Twitter about something." And they all were like, "Hang on," and they like fixed it, and we're like, so somebody had said something about recording or something, and so they're like on it. They're like watching. They watch us like hawks what we post and stuff.
Anytime we put anything up to, I always have to put a disclaimer: not Overwatch. Recording is not Overwatch.
Right.
Hi. So all of your characters have something they really love. Symmetra loves her turrets. Torbjorn loves his, or no, turrets. Torbjorn loves his turrets.
Symmetra loves my turrets. It's time we can be open about this.
You both love turrets. Roadhog loves his Pachimari.
I do.
Lucio loves his skates. So I was wondering if you guys could name those things. What would you name?
Stella is the turret.
Clearly they're my babies. Is that a question to anyone?
I would name my...
He calls him. He does say. He says my. He says
Excuse
my
me.
baby.
Excuse me. I was.
Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry.
Excuse me.
I'm so sorry. I really apologize. Yeah, he just calls him my baby. If you want to get in ahead of me, use your speed boost.
Oh, good. Like I was saying, I would name my skates K2s. Because when I was growing up, I really wanted a pair of rollerblades that were K2s. I don't know if anybody rollerblades anymore. Yeah, and I just had a dream of getting K2s. And one time, I went to one of those thrift shops, and they had a pair of brand new K2s, and I bought them for $20.
Yeah.
And I still rollerblade them every day.
What if you had to name them separately though, like the left one and the right one? Like what would their
K and 2.
What is a good name for the Pachimari? Onion breath? I think he would call it just probably Little Pachi, you know? I love that little bit at the end of when they debuted the Lunar New Year event, and he's kind of like, oh. That was great.
Did I take do you call yours your babies? Did I screw that up?
Right. Yeah. So
okay, so I will rescind my previous comment. Mine will be my pets.
Or like the car wash, maybe my brushes? Maybe? No, okay, buddy.
I don't think so.
I also wanted to say real quick, Anjali, I've been tweeting you all day because I really...
Are you the hot person?
I am.
Here it comes! Get her! Hugger! Hugs are so helpful. This world needs more hugs.
I also want to say, Anjali, I've been tweeting you all day, and that works well.
Over here, right here. Oh, someone else.
There you go. Take command. That's attaboy. Take command.
I feel you, boo. I feel you.
So I was hoping I could maybe possibly, and it's okay if you don't want to, but can I get a birthday shout out for my friend? Maybe? Like,
Let's do it!
Actually, it's my friend's birthday too. Let's all just sing happy birthday into the phone.
Wow.
1, 2.
Wait, just not ready. Wait, are you doing this as your characters or normal?
We can't do that, but we'll sing it to you.
You're like, no.
Characters.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
Thank you so much.
Air horn.
Air horn.
Johnny with the beat.
Hey,
I just want to say first off, I love the game.
you're welcome.
I'll take him anywhere.
We love you too, absolutely.
As someone that's played in the amateur leagues and has followed the competitive scene since the beta, I was wondering your guys' thoughts and opinions on the Overwatch League and what your guys' favorite teams were.
I answered this earlier, and it's not based on talent, but because the Fusion invited me to a barbecue. I was like, you guys are my favorite. I didn't go.
So he's basically making up for it now.
But please, invite me to all the barbecues.
Yeah, my allegiance is still up for grabs, so
Boston.
if there are other barbecues or parties,
Outlaws.
I am from Los Angeles.
That's Houston, yeah.
So there's that.
Me and Zenyatta were approached by the San Francisco Shock, so I'm gonna have to go with them. Although I do root for all the teams equally, I don't really hold it, but I do have like kind of home field advantage with them. And I'm gonna say this: if any of you have the chance to go to the arena, it's amazing. It's state of the art. They've pumped so much love and technology into that building. It's incredible.
And only thousands of miles away.
Yes. But watching it on Twitch is amazing. The production value I thought was great too.
I tend to be loyal to the cities I'm from. So right now, the 2 LA teams and the New York team have that said, if Chicago ended up having a team, I'd have to fall in love with that team too. So really, it's basically any city I've lived in, which makes me really easy to get on your side.
Congratulations to the London Spitfire 2 for winning stage 1.
Right?
Hi. So I was originally going to ask this to just Anjali, but I figured why not just extend it to everyone. So the characters oftentimes throughout the game, especially when they come into the match, they'll kind of interact with some of the other characters. If you could have your character have one other interaction with a different character they don't already interact with, who would it be and what would you have the interaction be about?
Mine would be with Doomfist. And I'd say, so what's up? What are we about? What's the conflict here? That's what I would say. Divulge explanation. And then he would go on to like a 4-hour monologue about the entire what's happening, and we would learn it.
I want to see Roadhog kind of talk to like May, you know? Yeah. I want her to be like, "You're a smelly pig," and he's like, "Yeah."
Maybe something with Soldier 76. We got like some kind of dad conversation or something. I don't know what it would be, but just something cutesy, you know, between dads. That kind of vibe would be cool.
The kids wanted ice cream. I only had gelato.
Now that I'm looking at Keith, I think it would be with Torbjorn, and I would say something like, "Those aren't turrets. These are."
Retaliation. Rhetoric.
Great question. Thank you, brother. Hello.
I'll get you later for that. That's what happens when you talk in front of a mic.
I cursed in Swedish.
Hi.
So thank you. You're cool. You too, Dad. Thank you for the hug. That was surprising. I cried. I shouldn't really cry. I sent you the big, by the way. So my question is, what do you like the best about your characters?
For me, I really enjoy the fact that Lucio has this altruism, this positive, open, optimistic, just view on life and encouragement. To play a character like that is definitely something I'm really proud of, and so that's something for me that I think really just hits for me is his positivity.
Yeah.
How do I say this? With Symmetra, I think it's kind of amazing to see someone, a great example of someone who has taken all of the obstacles of her life up until this point, whether her life in the slums and what inspired her to want to do, or the personal obstacles that she experiences living in a world where she's on the spectrum or anything like that. She's used all of her obstacles to play to her strengths and turn these things into powers on her behalf, rather than finding reasons to not shine or finding reasons not to be powerful. She's taken every bit of what she's been given and turned it into something more powerful. And I think that's, for me, that's really inspirational to do.
Follow that. Roadhog. I think they delved the most into the Roadhog character in the comic, and recently he had a line where he says, "The world deserves us." I feel like he did something, or something terrible happened to him. But one of the favorite, so I guess that's kind of what I'm intrigued by of some of his character, but one of my favorite things about Roadhog is that it promotes a lot of body positivity in the cosplay community. I think that is so awesome. I've seen so many gender bend costumes of Roadhog and vice versa for Mercy that are amazing. And, he does not wear a lot of armor. So it's a very, it's a very intense cosplay. And I just love seeing people adapt to that and make it their own. So personally for me, my favorite thing is watching how happy everyone is cosplaying as these characters. And that really means a lot to me. So.
Torbjorn is dedicated, he's hardworking, he's a family man, he's got a sense of humor, and I think he gets real serious sometimes in the thickness of battle, but he's a kind of a positive light. Like you can hear a lot of the stuff he calls out, it just feels like he's rallying everybody. So all of that, plus I really like that he made mistakes earlier in his life and has kind of, changed his mind and has now dedicated himself to kind of fixing those mistakes and doing the best that he can to change the wrongs that he's done earlier. Like all those things together, just for me, make him just a great character. Just make him awesome.
Great question. Thank you so much.
Yeah, give it to him. Come up and give it to him. Go down.
What she got?
I know what it is.
He'll come to you.
She showed me what it is. It's a cute picture!
It's a court summons.
Yay!
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
My name is Mitch.
Hello, Mitch.
I have a question for Keith and I have a question for Josh. I'm going to start with Keith. I'm a Torbjorn main, and I have to say, as my time playing as a Torbjorn main, I've been getting a lot of hate online from other people. Like, the moment I select Torbjorn, they're like, Torbjorn is trash, switch to someone else, stop throwing, or whatever. Something along those lines. What do you think?
That was me, I'm sorry.
What do you think can be done to stop Torbjorn from getting so much hate?
I don't know. I don't honestly know why that happens. I don't have that problem often, and I always play him, attack, defense, whatever, because he's the only one I can play. So I play him all the time. I don't care. They can talk all the trash they want. Although I haven't heard that much, but I know it happens. Yeah, I don't know. I think my theory is that it came from early in the game when everybody was kind of learning how to play. And if you're playing like beginner levels, you know, you're just playing with people who are just starting out and you do Torbs and you set up the turret, you can just sit back because no one knows what to do to get it. But you don't have to get more than like level 30, 40, 50 before people are like, oh, you think you're setting that turret up? Yeah, you're not. So I mean, I don't find them, you know, to be like an easy play or anything. But that's where I feel like a lot of that came from. Like, oh, you're just going to sit back and when I play them, I can't just sit back. I mean, there are times to do that, but you know, I definitely want to get around and move and drop it early and often. So, I don't know.
My question for Josh. This isn't directly related to Overwatch, but from one beard guy to another, how do you maintain your beard?
Every morning when I wake up in the bear den, the grizzly scratches my back and then my neck. And you know, I tell you, here's the secret. If you want to grow a big beard, number one, you're gonna have a phase when you look homeless. You're going to have a phase when you look homeless, and you're gonna have a phase and no one's gonna want to touch your lips, and that. The most important part, and you got a great beard.
Thank you.
Absolutely, is the neck. You gotta get the neck. Don't shave the neck at the beginning. Let the neck go out. You're gonna look creepy. But those 3 weeks of creepiness are worth it when you have this majesty right here.
Thank you.
Beard brother, thank you, brother.
I'm gonna try that next week.
Come on.
Hello there.
Hello. Yeah, it's hot. Hot mic.
Alright, so this is a question about like not Overwatch related, but like your personal time. Have you ever watched SpongeBob? And if so, what's your favorite quote from SpongeBob?
I'm ready.
You know how not
SpongeBob, it's me, SpongeBob. I like Patrick.
I have watched SpongeBob. I don't have a quote, but there was an episode where there was a slumber party. Do you know what I'm talking about? And SpongeBob was pretty much on his way to go check up on the slumber party to see if anything was going on. And they cut away, and then what looks like SpongeBob in a terrible disguise, like some cheerleader girl with a lisp, shows up. And you're like, oh my, what a crazy disguise. And I think they totally send SpongeBob away, like, we know it's you, blah, blah, blah. They make a big deal, and she runs off crying. And then the real SpongeBob pulls up. And it totally got me. I was like, oh my God, I thought that was supposed to be SpongeBob. They just yelled at that little girl who looked like SpongeBob and sent her away.
It was awesome. The first time I met Darren was on another show called Stinky and Dirty, and I was with Darren and another guy, and I didn't know me and Darren were in Overwatch yet, but Darren was the nicest guy. And the guy in the middle, Darren leans over and he's like, oh my God, I'm such a big fan of yours. Can I get an autograph? And I'm like, who is this guy? And then we go through the whole session, and afterwards I'm like, yo man, who was that guy over there? He was like, that's Tom Kenny, SpongeBob. And I was like, oh. Oops.
The best day ever. Thank you. See you at Bikini Bottom, stack of Krabby Patties.
Yeah. And taking off from
Hello.
Hi.
I just want to say this before I get to anything. I want to thank the entire Overwatch cast because you guys have helped me through a bunch of really hard stuff that I've been going through lately, and I really appreciate everything that you've done for the game and the positivity and the community here is amazing. Like I literally have met. I'm so thankful that I get to be here and ask questions and actually meet the cast, like some of the cast. But I want to thank the entire Overwatch cast. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. Seriously.
Thank you. It means a lot. Group hug.
Group hug, it's all coming down now. Look what you did now. Don't hit the mic. Damn it, Roadhog. You hit the mic. Don't hit the mic. You had one job.
I'm absolute JoJo trash. So you're amazing in JoJo. I just want to say that.
This is about Overwatch.
It was okay when it was SpongeBob, huh? It was okay when it was SpongeBob. When it's one of my other shows. We'll talk later.
So I was supposed to be May today, and I walked outside in the rain, so my slippers got messed up. But anyway. So I wanted to ask, how in the heck do you you kill Genji? Because I have trouble every single time I'm playing. There's a Genji and he just deflects. Oh god, freaking thing. And
2 words. You ready? Roll Roadhog.
Yeah, you and Junkrat.
I know.
Yeah.
Genji's really, if there's a good Genji, it's... On my competitive team, we have a player by the name of Eggs who plays Genji, and he irritates everybody. So, I would say, best way to take down a Genji, ask your team very nicely. Boop!
Send Sombra out to go.
Yeah. Thank you, and we appreciate you, and thank you for being vulnerable enough to share your experience with us. That means the world. Thank you. Big hand here.
I just want to know why Symmetra isn't support and Torbjorn isn't. Even though they do the same thing, basically.
Tell him.
That is a very good question, and I wish I could give you an answer that was qualified, but I think that's a question more for the developers at Blizzard. I do think that, no, I can't even, I got nothing. I think I'm actually going to say, yeah, I feel like I certainly don't have that answer.
Well, I guess it's the same similar thing as why Moira is called a healer, right? Because when I play Moira, the last thing I do is heals. The same.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That's good. I'm going to think on that, though.
This is very interesting.
He makes a good point.
Hi.
You remind me
Yes,
of the
Labyrinth.
babe.
Yes, Labyrinth.
Oh, my favorite.
Go to your room, Sarah. Play with your toys.
Stop. First of all,
Labyrinth quote.
Labyrinth.
Go here.
First of all, I kind of want to apologize to you. I actually have gifts for you guys.
Oh.
And I went to make your hammer and it didn't want to come out right.
It's okay.
Sorry, Keith.
But I do actually
You
have...
got to work hard, and we all know hard work pays
I
off.
have other things for you that are probably better, but I have gifts if you want them.
That's awesome.
Give them to
Who
us.
doesn't love gifts? Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, sweet.
Oh, like a little healer.
That's so cool. I'm going to point it here in this.
Oh. Candy.
Armor. Thank you. Oh, they are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
They're
much.
Swiss, though. They're not Swedish, but I'll still have them, though.
I'm Mercy Main. I have Swiss people.
That's fair.
This is so cool.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I want to also thank all of you guys for being awesome to your fandom, because I've never actually seen such a group who loves and supports, even if you aren't a support. And for Josh, I'm actually dragging my boyfriend to see you in Raleigh because he's a Roadhog main.
Yeah.
And he is the best Roadhog main because he protects his supports.
Your boyfriend is a smart man.
I don't think so.
Well, Johnny, if you can do better.
Hello, Jeff.
Michael?
I got him on speed.
Michael?
And I really hope you like your gifts.
We do. Thank you so much. Just amazing detail in this. Is this 3D printed? Is that what it was?
Yes, we do those, and I also do a lot of prints for actually anything that's on there, and I'm learning to make more.
Well, they're awesome.
Keep doing it.
Thank you so much. Keep going. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Hi.
Hello. It's so great to hear from you guys. Okay. So, my question is for Anjali. Okay, so you mentioned earlier your character Symmetra, obviously, she is canonly on the spectrum. So, how have you felt with the reaction from the fans and being somebody who's representative of that? Because honestly, I've never seen like somebody who's autistic like in a video game or anything like that. So I just want to know how it's been for you.
The short answer is amazing and humbling and wonderful, and I'm so grateful to the people at Blizzard for the way that they've represented so many different people in this game. we've all said it before that it's so cool that there is a hero for someone, for anyone to connect with in this game. One way or another, there is someone you can connect with. And that for each one of them, their particular background or their particular, one particular thing does not define them. And that should be the way we look at everyone in the world, right? Not necessarily defined by their physical abilities, their sexual orientation, their size, whether they're a space monkey. Like, we should be able to see each person as the sum of all the things that they are and the way they've turned their experiences. So it's been amazing to me because I think there are a lot of people who think that autism is something where that is an extreme, and those are the only things that we're normal. That there are like quote unquote normally functioning people, and then everybody who's autistic, and it's so far from the truth. There's a reason it's called the spectrum, because there's so many different layers of it. And I know so many people who are on the spectrum that before they were diagnosed were very high functioning, and no one would have known. They just would have thought that they were somehow different, right? So it would be lovely if it kind of stayed that way in terms of what we think of them. I feel like I want every single person in this room to be able to look at a hero and say, if that person can be a hero, then so can I.
Earlier, unfortunately, but I tagged you guys in them, and I'm just kidding. But I also want to ask Keith, can I get a selfie with you?
Yes. Your cosplay looks great.
Right now.
Good job.
It's happening right now. Yeah, right now, selfie.
You did? You did a great job. Oh, and you're her girlfriend. Oh, sweet. Cheese. Build them up, break them down.
Right here. Come on.
Thank you.
Step right up.
Hello. Hi.
I actually want to go off of the thing with Symmetra because about the autism, because I'm actually on the spectrum, and I actually have two brothers that are on the spectrum as well. My mom calls us AAA. We actually have that plan too.
Which in AAA is the best insurance. So.
Exactly. I actually don't play the game myself, but I've gotten so into it because of my best friend, and I've gotten so into the characters, I've gotten so into the lore, and I love seeing all of you just interacting with your fans, and I just love you guys so much because you guys are just such one big family, I think, because I see that way, because you guys interact with your fans so well, and I saw you guys down at the shoot today, and I was like, oh my god, these guys are amazing! And I just wanted to thank you guys, before I say my question, that for all you've done for the fandom, for the game, for everyone, and especially you, because when I heard about Symmetra being autistic, I was like, oh my god, representation for autism and everything, and I just feel so blessed to know Symmetra, and just thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
A lot of people didn't know, now that I'm adult, that I'm on the spectrum because I'm high functioning. But back when I was a kid, they just treated me like I was just like basically a science project. Like, oh, if you take this, you'll be fine. And it's like, no, I was not fine. And it was just horrible. And my mom was like, okay, no, this is not working. And finally, when I found out what was wrong, what I had, it was like the door finally opened and I felt complete, and seeing Symmetra as a representation of that, it just made me feel so happy. And my question is, seeing as she's surrounded by all these loud noisemakers, I imagine that she has to be separated and stuff. I want to know what would happen if she ever came into contact with Junkrat and Roadhog.
That's actually a very cool question, and I think it's one of the reasons people find it so appealing to either ship Symmetra and Junkrat, or just to link them, because the idea of complete opposites being in the same world is so cool, and that's what I'm actually looking forward to, is seeing, because Symmetra doesn't really interact at the moment with many of the other characters. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens when, because your question is a great question that I would ask. What happens when you put a Symmetra and a Roadhog in a room? Like, do they spontaneously combust? What happens? You know?
I'll tell you what happens. It's the car wash. Yeah. Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sing right now, that's a bad idea. But yeah, I wish I had an answer to your question, but I asked the same question, and I think it's largely because they've made these characters so complex and so interesting, and from so many different worlds, that part of what the joy of the game is finding out in the lore what happens that connects them all.
I actually do Junkrat because I just find it so adorable.
Thank you so much for saying
Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. Thank you so much. Hello, Emily.
I just wanted to thank you guys for coming to the Overwatch League this morning. I was the Mercy who was co-running it.
Sweet.
And you guys did so good, and the fans were super excited. We kept it secret for a really long time because we were like, okay, we're going to let them know when they're here, and they were so excited, and we were so happy to have you guys.
It was honored to be there.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for thinking of inviting us.
Yes, absolutely. So my question for you is, if your character met you in real life, what would they say to them? How would they react?
Clean your room. What is this?
I think if Roadhog met me, we'd probably like sit down on a couch, and I'd go to like, let's say there's a bowl of candy in front of me, you know, so I'd be like, go to get it, and then that big hand would, and I'd look over, what? And he'd be like, what's mine is mine. And then I would probably shit myself, so.
Aren't you and Lucio the same person?
Yeah, it's me!
I think I would really hit up, personally, I would want to hit up Torbjorn for like how to like repair things. I would be like, you gotta come over to my house, man. You gotta check, can you look at the fridge real quick? Because it's being kind of funky. Can you fix the air conditioner? Could you? Because I've just started trying to like watch YouTube and fix things, and sometimes I do it right, and sometimes I don't. So all I know is I would hit him up for that, like big time, like teach me as much as you can. I want to publicly apologize for not making it to the... No, but I do want to. I would have loved to have been there.
Weren't you asleep?
You guys can hear... I was. No, but you guys can hear my voice. I don't have my full voice. I had a really rough week last week. Just lots of gigs and other things happening. And so I've been losing my voice this morning. I couldn't even talk. So I love more than anything coming to those, but I'm really trying to take care of myself so I can record all kinds of good, games and shows and everything that you guys can all enjoy next week, because I have a bunch of stuff lined up. So my apologies.
Right after it, I had to change out of Mercy because I was like, all right, it's been a hectic day. But thank you guys so much, and my tracer here has been tweeting you like she said, and every time she'll come running out of her room, because we live together, and she'll come running out of her room and be like, guess who likes my pose? And honestly, you guys are like our inspiration, so we love you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your positivity.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah, I understood. You don't speak droid.
Speaks my language.
Yeah, Bastion, we're going to Dagobah.
So I have one question and one selfish request I will get to later. So question first. Josh and Anjali, given that you've been in the Overwatch League lately, and I guess this kind of extends to the rest of you guys, kind of Johnny because your characters are related to your MCU. Which team would you like your character to be the mascot?
Here's the thing I learned when I was at Overwatch League. Nobody's played Symmetra.
They have signs.
But I'm going to explain to you why. Are you ready for this? We went on a tour of the building, and we went down into this secret cave where all the servers are. And if you look on my Instagram feed, you can see it. On the servers, it says Symmetra. So Symmetra is busy running the server. She can't play this game. She's an equal opportunity support for every team.
What was
Team Sweden?
I think that, well, I was thinking like, I was trying to, this is difficult.
Take your time, take your time.
I want to say maybe the Florida Mayhem, because they're like yellow and red, and Roadhog would be like, I like McDonald's. Like, I don't know. And Mayhem sounds good too, right? Like that's kind of something he stands for, so that's cool.
Hate to burst your bubble, don't press there.
Oh. I do like the SF Shock, and I like how they had the SF logo on his belly. I think that was cool. So that was legit. I'll go with the Shock.
Johnny, if Lucio wasn't the mascot for New York Excelsior, which mascot?
Anyone that invites him to a barbecue.
I won't go, but I want to get the invitation.
I just like to be wanted, you know?
It's true, he never comes to my barbecues.
That's not true.
I just love the sign in Overwatch League that said, "Play Symmetra, you cowards!" Like, and someone's brought like a picture. I know who it is, but someone's brought a picture of my face like multiple times to be in the background. There are multiple faces, and I am one of those faces. So I'm honored to be a face.
And my request, I want to show off my brother, so can I have a picture with you guys?
Come on.
Yeah, let's do it. Just stay right there and turn around. We'll do a selfie.
Cheers.
Yes.
Hey, thank you,
Hello again.
What's up? So, first I want to do a little shout out to the audience. You guys can back me up on this. I support a podcast called Waifus of Overwatch.
Oh!
Yes!
Aaron Fitzgerald and Danielle.
Yes, they are so awesome.
Amazing women.
Yes, and so I recommend everyone to hear it. They've been guests.
We have.
So
I have,
yeah. And so, speaking of waifus, who is you as you the actors? Who are your best boys and girls, and why?
Oh my god. Oh my
It's
god.
like picking your favorite children. Why would you do this to us?
They're always favorite children.
Aesthetic-wise, personality-wise.
We're all such fickle people. It changes by the day.
I love me some Zarya, you know? Thick.
Do you have a boy, Josh?
You know, somebody's looking pretty scrumptious, Huckleberry. That's why I talk about Matt all the time.
Like, oh really?
You know, the biggest thing I'm jealous about Matt is his hair. God, he's got good hair.
It's so true.
I think at first it'd be all about diva. That's what I think. I think I would be a diva guy. And then after a couple of weeks, it'd be Sombra. It'd be Sombra. It just would.
She's a bad girl. She's a bad girl.
I think diva would drive me crazy after a little bit, just a short amount of
She'd
time.
be spending too much time at the back, you know?
Right, and I'd be like, this is not, yeah. Like, I thought, yeah. Well, it's the divaness. Right? Like divaness from afar is awesome, and then divaness like right next to you is like, okay, all right.
I, as a person, maybe it's because of how intrigued I am by bad, naughty people in general. Because they try to be really good, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, you're naughty. You're a bad person. I like you. Please like me back. Sorry, that was my psyche speaking. I think for the gals, Sombra. Also because, I mean, she's a Latina, and that's really sexy. And then also, then Moira showed up, and I'm like, ooh, you're devious and intriguing. With the dudes, I'm so torn. I I don't know. Like, there's super sweet Lucio, who would be this really positive force in my life that I'd be really into. But Johnny already knows that, so I don't want people who know I'm into them so much. But I'm trying to think of who would be the, like...
Do you like guys with masks?
I'm trying to think, like, who the male version of those two ladies would be, and I don't think that character is yet in the game. So maybe it's a future hero. Future hero somewhere.
So, for me, I think it's a must to say diva. But maybe if it was like, a diva trace.
Sombrava?
With, like if they were all combined. I'm an equal opportunity kind of guy. Whoever vibes with me, because you have this perception of somebody, once again, and you know them, you're like, and for dudes, I actually also have a deep man crush on that voice. The deep, buttery, silky smooth. Matt Mercer.
Does it for me too.
Yeah, it's just so smooth.
It is. So,
you can put it all over your body and it's just it's just so smooth. It makes your skin better.
I will say that not as a ship type thing, but I would love to just hang out with Reinhardt. Because he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and in such like this great way, I just want to run into things and like watch him be like, ha ha!
What's your favorite boy, Keith?
Man, Soldier 76. Well, we're not choosing ourselves. Soldier 76.
Soldier 76.
He's badass. I've got you in my sights. He's awesome.
Thank you, sir, for your question. Hello?
Hi. I have a question for Johnny. Well, first I would like to say I love what you said about Lucio. He's my absolute favorite character, probably my favorite character in video games right now. Just because he is so positive. Like, there are times on the payload he's just singing, like moving with the payload, and I smile every single minute I get to play Lucio.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah.
And my question is, do you have any cereal recommendations for me?
Great question.
Rice Krispie treats. They're really good. I used to eat those all the time.
That cereal sucks.
And some Lucy. What? Come on over here. Give you a high 10.
Thank you for your question, brother.
What's up, Hiva?
What up, Diva?
Or Devo, depending on how you like to do it.
Hi, Diva.
We're not talking right now.
So, I just want to say, as a Symmetra main, I'm super upset that you have not been playing in the Overwatch League yet. But
it's really hard holding up the whole game from the server room.
It is. But my question is, so you all have specific kits. So if you were asked by Blizzard to get rid of one thing out of your kit, what would it be?
We're not getting rid of the hook. No.
Maybe it's because I haven't played particularly well that I haven't yet learned how to utilize this tool to its best advantage. But the little photon bubble thing, as opposed to the danger noodle, like the one that just kind of goes boom, I feel like it's so slow that I can never hit anything with it. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna hit this thing, and then it just kind of like goes. It does this, it takes a nap, then it gets up and it keeps moving.
Goes through a wall halfway, you're like,
So I was like, so I think I think that would be my thing that I would probably, I personally, I don't know if I'm just offended every Symmetra name here, but I don't know how to use it right.
There you go.
See, look at you, the law of numbers.
Or just shoot Reinhardt with it constantly because he's slow, so you can just...
Yes.
Not on that paper. If I had to give up one thing as Torbjorn, if I was in charge of that, I think the eye patch could go. Okay, all right. We had to, you know what I mean? Or does it have to be one of my attacks? I'd keep one of the guns. Lose the other one.
I wish you could use the hammer to hit people like, brr!
Well, you can. It's just not. Wouldn't it be cool if they made that just a little more effective, though?
Yeah. Just a little extra melee.
You know, it'd be awesome if they didn't tell anybody.
Right, they just threw it in there.
Just threw it in there.
Why are all these Torbjorn players running up and meleeing me all of a sudden?
And you're like, whatever, this guy's gonna, whoa! And he just totally hit you across the room or whatever. That'd be awesome.
You just keep thinking you're a turn, he's like hitting your leg. Right. Like, oh, I wasn't build him up, break him down.
Plus, what if you like beefed up other people's armor? Ooh,
Yeah.
man, I've got all kinds of. I don't want to take away. I've decided I want more.
I think we gotta get rid of my mech legs. Keep the skates. But Lucio has some really nice legs that people need to see.
More hot shorts.
Why don't you
Just
show
booty
us?
shorts. Rolling around, Helios, booting people. His little his green sound wave. Does that even do anything? No, the little plasma blast.
Just does damage.
No, not the boob, not the actual, just the little boom, boom, boom.
Fire, that's your main attack.
But it doesn't really do anything.
You guys have just proven
He
that
wants
the
more
folks,
than 3.
I want more DPS power.
you've just proven, though, that the folks over at Blizzard know what they're doing because we have discovered that there is nothing that we can get rid of and be as effective.
Yeah.
So thank goodness for that.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
All right, guys. I want to keep track of time, and I want to get through as many questions
Speed
as possible.
round.
So we're gonna speed round, lightning round. Get ready with it. Also, I want Danger Noodle trending as soon as
I just want you guys to know that is not something that I coined. That is by a girl named Asinka on Twitter. You should all hit her up and give her credit for the Danger Noodle.
Danger
She did
Noodle,
that, and I was
yeah.
like, I will take that and make it mine. It's good.
Go. Lightning round. Let's go.
How's Bridget?
Thanks for the question, bye.
How's Bridget? And if she ever released, how do you think her kid would be?
If she ever what?
Release.
Then how her kid would be?
Yeah, like her abilities.
Oh, her scale. Okay, I was like, her kids. Where are we talking about?
Well, your
What's
grandpa.
going on with that? No, I know he is a grandpa. I know that. I know this stuff. This stuff's out there. I have no idea. She's great, by the way. First off, she's doing really well. She would like to be released. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I have no knowledge. What would she do? I don't know, but I hope she would follow at least in my footsteps a little with some kind of building. Just a nod. You want her to be different enough. So she deserves her own character, right? But something that's a nod. So some kind of, a healing turret? Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. But something, just where she builds something would be
She could call down
badass.
the tank.
What?
Call down the tank.
Call down a tank, that'd be cool.
Call down a tank. Wow, that's like serious.
Artillery fire.
I'm so proud. Thank you for your question.
Thank you. Next, go. Keep it moving.
Loktar.
So guys, so if you guys had any advice for someone who wants to become a voice actor, what would your advice be? Starting
And then half the line fades away.
I know.
Go ahead.
and secondly, can you guys try to say each other's voice lines in each other's voice?
Say bacon one more time. And now I can't speak for the rest of my life.
I'll do it without the accent. You were not meant for greatness.
She's so weak and so lovely.
Build them up and let's break it down!
I need some armor. I need some armor.
I got no voice, so anybody I do is going to just sound like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. I like Nerf this. I like Scoob. It's a ghost. That's all I got.
Great way to become a voice actor. If you run into, there's a wonderful site called Voice Acting 123. Is that what it's called? Or yeah, Voice Acting Mastery.
You want to be a voice actor?
Yes, and believe in yourself. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. You're not going to make money in the beginning. You're going to do a lot of free stuff. But if you continue to work hard and do the right things in your life, the right opportunities will present themselves, and you'll be ready to tackle them all the way.
Boom.
Play with your voice.
Drink honey, warm water.
Long time no see you guys.
What's up?
Thank you so much for
taking the picture of me on the escalator. I really appreciated
No
that.
problem.
I was looking at you like a god.
That was my only escalator pick of the day.
All right, so my question is, if there is any other character in the Overwatch team that you could voice as, not your own, who would it be?
Jeff Kaplan.
With our actual voices or the dream voice that we wish we could sound like?
Either one.
Dream voice, I want to be Reinhardt or Torbjorn. I want that voice to come out of this body.
I want that silky smooth.
Lucio would be awesome. Lucio would be so fun. Lucio would be great.
Stop it, boy.
I'm gonna do Junkrat for sure. Everything's coming up exploding!
Fatima may be my main, but my second tank, Roadhog.
Thank you so much.
Love you guys. I need to do Symmetra more.
Thank you for your question so much.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, so two of my questions were already answered, so...
Sweet.
So, good to see you.
What is your favorite voice line of any of your characters?
Yuji no
Relájate, I'm not going to kill you. I almost like to say that in Symmetra.
Violence is usually the answer.
Anybody from anything?
Oh, sorry, I was supposed to do mine.
What is it? Anything from anything? Oh, from
Overwatch, sorry.
From favorite voice line. Anyone.
I don't have a favorite. I just listen and love them. You know what I like when I hear one from Torbs that I don't even remember recording? What's that really long one he has about something, a nightmare? You guys know what I'm talking about? That's one. Well, that's great. That's a good one. And oops, did I leave that there? Is like awesome because I'm like that means I'm not just standing right by my turret, but it's still killing people.
Yes.
So I like that one.
Come on up.
And while he does that,
Next question.
go.
Johnny's taking a selfie.
Multitask.
Okay, first off, Josh, when you approached me yesterday, you kind of caught me off guard and scared me, but I was freaking out about it for the rest of the day.
Oh.
Second, if you had to re-record a voice line, which one would it be?
Wow.
Here's a quick story. There's a Roadhog line for Halloween that came out last year when he says, "Want some candy?" When I play it on my TV, it rattles the TV like every time. So I'm like, if I was going to record that again, maybe I'd do it not so bombastic.
I think when I get electrocuted, I go, but I would have gone.
And I wanted to say hi to you because your cosplay looked amazing. And it was just when I walked in, so you were the first tracer I saw at Katsucon. Boom. Awesome.
Yeah, Torbs has an effort that's like, and it totally, every time I hear it, I'm like, and I go, or something, because it's more than I gave. And it's just, I gotta go. I blew it.
You're fired. I have some of that very similar, like the exertions, the things like when you are hit by someone or you're falling and then you hit a cliff and then like all sorts of things. Not knowing what those were going to look like as we were recording them. When I play now, and I die frequently, and I hear those noises, I'm like, oh, had I known that I was going to look like, oh, okay, next time I die, I'm going to die better.
Cheers, love.
Okay, I have two separate questions. I have one for Josh and then I have one for everybody.
Okay.
Okay, Josh, can you rate out of 10 my Roadhog impression?
I'm ready. Ready to go whole hog. Ooh, clap for him. That was great. I'm giving you a 10 for effort, bro. All the way, and you're in cosplay. 10 all the way, dude.
Okay, and for everybody, if you could make one reference to anything, like whether it be a game from a different company or a movie or some kind of TV show, what would it be and why?
In the game or reference?
Yeah, like a voice line that would reference anything.
I really wanted, obviously didn't happen, I don't think it happened, in Blizzard World, I wanted if Torbjorn went to whatever the Warcraft area is, if you heard the line, because I play Ronin in that, and so he's that citizens of Dalaran, that line that you hear over and over, is also me. And I think it would be awesome if you heard that in the background and then he made some snarky comment about how sick he is of hearing that. That would be awesome.
For Lucio, he would play. Yeah, but with the beat.
I don't know how many people are going to even care about this reference, but I feel like Symmetra would refer to some kind of Bollywood thing. Yeah. But in a hugely snarky way. Like if she could get the rights to say someone's name, like Shah Rukh Khan or Amitabh Bachchan, and there would be something that someone was doing or dancing, and I'd be like, Amitabh Bachchan, you're not. Just don't even try it.
I want Roadhog to have some kind of like Mad Max line or something. Some kind of Mad Max 3 road reference would be really cool. Yeah, welcome to the Thunderdome or something like that. Thank you.
How's it going?
Hey.
Which character do you think doesn't get enough love from the community?
That's a good question.
Torbjorn?
The community?
I just feel bad when people are like, he needs healing. I don't know if that's a bad thing. I'm like, well, maybe he needs healing. Maybe he's a sensitive soul.
Genji gets plenty of love from the community.
Yeah.
Hanzo?
Yeah, okay. That's a good one, Hanzo.
Good call.
Jeff just released a video too talking about possible changes in the future for some heroes too, and I think Sombra and Hanzo were mentioned in that, right? Yeah.
Better be believing that.
And Symmetra too? Cool, there you go.
Please tell me they're not. Please buffer more. Make it easier for me. Don't make it harder. Please, for the love of God. I'm not good enough.
Thank you. Hey!
So first of all, it's my first time doing a Q&A, so I'm like fucking panicking.
Welcome aboard!
You're gonna do fine. The only thing you gotta worry about is just don't curse.
So my question is, what has been your favorite event to record for?
Oh, I liked the dragon. The dragon's fire consumes all. Because she's such a relatively calm character, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa! So I like that one.
Lucio!
I had a strenuous session that lasted hours for the Junkertown skit, and I recorded the line, idiot, at least 700 times.
Uprising, definitely, absolutely.
Yeah, let's take it right here. Come on up.
Multitask. Next, go.
Do the question.
Jonny Cruz, oh my gosh, I love you so much. You are delicious.
Oh my god. Okay, next. Next.
Let her keep going.
Like,
I'm so glad I was going to meet you and get selfies with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the appreciation.
Thank you.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Your smile is right. Radiates positivity. Super positive.
go.
Delicious and nutritious.
I love that.
Delicious and nutritious.
Wow, first of all, I just want to say, Johnny, you're a ray of sunshine, and I love you.
Thank you.
I am the darkness.
You guys are amazing. But second, what's your favorite skin? And can I get a selfie with you, by the way?
Answer. Capoeira's nice. I really like that one. And Ribbit.
I love the new butcher skin. And I really like the Mako, and I love how they incorporated New Zealand culture with the Maori. I thought that was so cool about Roadhog. Yeah, so all the Kiwis out there for sure.
My favorite is definitely the Viking skin. I love the Viking skin. That's awesome.
She ran away.
Sweet.
She ran quickly. Nice cosplay.
Here's my dude. What's up?
I just want to say that I love you guys. You guys are amazing.
Shout out Metal Clone.
Thank you. And shout out to your streams, Josh.
Thank you, man. We did it amazing. I want to thank the community. In December, real quick, me and Gaku Space, the voice actor of Genji, did a toy drive. We raised $4,000 from you guys. And I loaded up 12 carts at Toys R Us, and I dropped those toys off in Inglewood and Compton and Pomona. I went to the hood, and I dropped them off, guys. So I was very pleased to make sure all those kids got those toys. You know, it was awesome.
When you guys were hired by Blizzard and you were starting to do voice lines, how did they describe your characters to you to know what they are?
Mine had a picture of a Latino-looking boy with a hat and a skateboard, and it said he was like the cool, encouraging older brother type that was fun-loving. And then it had 5 lines that you had to do, and it was that simple. Yeah.
Same thing here. Symmetra was Latino-looking. No. Sorry, I just had to. 5 lines-ish, about that much. And for her, very specifically, they talked about she believes that the true path to saving the world is order, and that chaos is the enemy, and that she's very like that. Her idea that she was very aspirational, but through order was basically the key for me into it, how they described it.
I got a picture of a small Latino boy. Ironically, the Roadhog, it was the same thing, 5 lines, that was it, and they were like, he's a menacing, pig-like character, but he doesn't snort, was a very specific line. No pig snorting, but the cool part was, the reference picture was the butcher from Diablo, and look where we're at now. Yeah, it all comes full circle, it's really cool.
Mine just said, do not give us an audition of a Latino boy. So whatever you do, for some reason, every character has been sent in this way. So just don't do that. And I just was like, I don't know, I'll pick something. I think my reference picture was Gimli, I think there was a Gimli. Which gave a basic idea that he was, I think it's a dwarf-like, something like that. That he was Swedish was definitely part of the character description. And I remember it did say something about him, not particularly liking AI. Something like that in there. So it was like, that's what they gave me to work with. And then like 5-6 lines. Actually, no, I didn't have 5-6 lines. Actually, mine was like a little, what was interesting about it was like a little monologue. Which is cool, because I got to like really sink into it as opposed to just doing shout out. That's great. So it wasn't until I actually recorded it that then I had like shout out single lines. Like the audition was actually something I could sink my teeth into, which was kind of cool. You want to hear it?
Self-feeling right there for all of you guys.
Do. Next question.
Yeah.
Come on up.
Oh,
come on over.
This might have to be.
Come on over and see. We got later over.
I have 2 quick questions. Johnny, how do you feel about bologna?
I love bologna. Please get on my social media and watch that weird ass video I made.
Is it bad? I watch it like every day.
No, it's not. I'm shoving bologna into another man's mouth if you're into that.
I don't know what to do with that information.
Okay, my actual question is, if you could take an ability from another character in the game and give it to your character, what ability would that be?
Ferris jetpack.
Oh, nice. All unanimous.
Because I'll tell you why. Because heroes never die, but pigs always fly.
Yeah, that is like 100% the best one. Like Torbjorn ended his turn and he could fly, that would be
jetpack all the way.
All of you feel that way?
I'll take it.
Thanks, Diva.
All right, I'm about to make this. Sorry, guys, the last one. Go for it.
It better be good.
Last one. Good. Sorry, everyone.
First of all, I love you all, but also this is specifically for Keith. So Torbjorn is a hard name to say, and a lot of my friends have mispronounced it. My first question is, what is your favorite mispronunciation of your character's name? And the second part of that question is, we've all agreed on Torbjorn is our favorite.
Torbjorn.
So
Torbjorn's cool.
If your voice is up to it, could you say I'm Torbjorn? Just for my friends in the audience.
I will do that. I'm Torbjorn. Okay. I just can't do it in Torbjorn's voice right now. But I was just talking about this actually. So I was at a convention somewhere, and it was like that Saturday night where everybody's drinking and partying and doing the rave and everything. And there was a guy who was cosplaying, and whatever character he was like in a tuxedo. Right? And I'm walking with some friends of mine, and he was he kind of was looking off to the side a little bit, and he walked up, he was super polite, he's like, "Excuse me, sir, Mr. Silverstein, I don't want to interrupt you. I see that you are with your friends and you're participating in some good times, but are you Torbjorn?" Torbjorn. That's my favorite one. He was so polite about it. "Excuse me, I'm so sorry to interrupt you with your friends, but are you Torbjorn?" Like, that's just the best to me. And no one can beat that. And of course I went, "Yes. Yes, I am Torbjorn." And I never strayed from that name with him. So he's probably somewhere going like, "Nah, it's Torbjorn, I know."
I saw him. He said it was Torbjorn.
He confirmed it.
The only other thing it could be is Torbjorn.
It may be Torbjorn, but probably Torbjorn.
I like the different ways to say Roadhog, like street pig, highway swine, asphalt pork.
My daughter just did a chalk drawing I was showing you of Roadhog, and she knows she'd say the name right, Roadhog. She's 6 years old, but she didn't understand like that it was like 2 words put together. So she's put the name on top, WODHOG. It was just Roadhog. It was so cute. Awesome.
It was a beautiful picture.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, can we give it up for our panel right here? Everyone, all these
This panel is lit.
Before we wrap this up, I'm gonna give them, this is not your last chance to see them. They do have autograph sessions. You wanna start? Go.
Yeah. I think
We wanted to make sure that everyone got a chance to come say hi to us. So I have extended and others have extended. Tomorrow we have another session for autographs. It'll be at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
In the same place we were in.
Same
Potomac
place,
Hall,
same time, different
Potomac.
day.
So,
11 o'clock.
guys,
Say hi.
thank you guys so much for coming out and seeing
And
us.
before you go, all of the thanks that you guys have given us today, imagine those coming back at you tenfold, because you guys, this community surrounding this game, have genuinely changed our lives in so many different ways, and we can't thank you guys enough for your
Really
commitment
can't.
and your love and your creativity and your talents, and just thank you. You are all meant for greatness.
All of you.
Let's give it up again, guys. Jonny, Anjali, Josh, Keith, right here. Standing ovation to you guys. We're gonna take a selfie with you guys. Get in there. We're in there. We're just in there. Josh, you should be doing this. Why are you letting the shortest person in? Or come over here. Come over, guys, come over here. Right here. I tried, guys, gather up. Get in here.